Our safety procedures are super simple. Students should be with an adult at all times. And then the very next one says, don't go into a bathroom alone with a child. So we've had the issue of tutors sending their kid to the bathroom, and then the kid stays in the bathroom for a really long time because they don't want to do their homework. Okay, so how can you avoid that problem? You could partner up with somebody who's next to you and say, hey, let's go, let's take a bathroom break at 4:05. You could have your grade leader could potentially plan a bathroom time where like we have an adult in the bathroom, getting the kids in and out. But I really want to fix that problem this year because some of our kids who needed the tutoring the most would be in the bathroom for 15 minutes while the tutor's just sitting out, just hanging out, waiting patiently for them to come back from whatever they're doing in there for so long, okay? So let's try to address like the bathroom situation in a better way. Early departure needs to be confirmed with a parent. Don't just trust somebody that comes in and says, oh, I'm here to pick up so-and-so. This has happened to us. That's why it's in our safety procedures. Make sure that a parent has notified us and that we know a parent has said, it's okay for this person to take my kid home, okay? You can't just let a kid go with whoever comes in and says, I'm here to pick up so-and-so. So-and-so said it's okay. Confirm it with us, confirm it with a parent. And then be aware if your student should not be picked up by someone. If we get a notice from the school that they have a parent who is not allowed to pick them up for some kind of custody thing or whatever, we'll make a note of that and we will highlight it. So just notice it and make sure that we don't have some terrible situation happen, okay? That's really important that you guys notice that. First aid, we had a kid who turned green last year, like literally green, and just puked his guts out. And people are just like, wait, what do we do? If you have any questions, let your tutor leader know, because it's so much better if we get those questions resolved than if we go on and on doing things incorrectly or kind of subpar, okay? So we really want to increase communication this year, and we want you guys to hear that, so we're committed to that, and you're here hearing us, telling you we want to communicate with you better. If we're not doing something right, we want you to be able to tell us because we're not all trained teachers, and so we could easily be, leading the kids astray in their math or whatever, the way they do it. So you guys communicate with us. You can communicate with the tutor leaders and vice versa.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jen Forchetti. I'm a member at Red Oak Church. I'm also a second grade teacher at Andrews Elementary School. And I've had the privilege to serve as the teacher liaison between Pinwheel and the school, which basically means I try and fill in some of the gaps. Tutors who have questions, I can go to the teachers, or I can share with teachers what's happening in the program. And so if I can ever be of any help or answer any questions, please feel free to call or text me or email me, and you will be receiving all that information with all the teachers' information. But if you're having trouble contacting a teacher, please feel free to contact me and I'll help you out with that. First of all, thank you. We have seen just amazing things happen through this program. I've seen people come to Christ, adults and children. I've seen people make changes in their lives. I've seen academic growth, and it's just been amazing. So thank you very much. Please don't underestimate what you're doing. It really is. You are very much a part of changing lives. We have about 375 kids at our school. It's a pre-K through fourth grade school. Every kid in our school receives free breakfast and free lunch because our poverty rate is so high that they said it was easier to give everybody free food than to have them fill out the paperwork and us hire someone to check it. Our kids get food bags. Last year, I think we had 75 food bags that went home every weekend so that our kids have food to eat. We have many kids who only have jackets when we give it to them, shoes when we give it to them, and so on. And the abuse, the neglect, the hard home lives is very evident. So I thank you very much. And like Amy was sharing earlier, commitment is a huge part of this because for many of our students, not all of them, but for many, you will be the only constant in their life. And so just let that reality sink in a little bit and then just really stick with your commitment. It would be awesome. I am going to talk about the mandated reporting. In the state of North Carolina, in many states, just teachers, social workers, healthcare workers are mandated reporters, but in the state of North Carolina, everyone is a mandated reporter. So what that means is if you suspect or something is shared with you that would be abuse or neglect or abandonment of a child, then legally you are to report it. And so I think almost every year we've had people report things, if I'm correct. At the school level, every year personally I've reported children. And so this is not something that's uncommon. We want to handle it a certain way. If something is reported that is not accurate, it can damage relationships. And so we want to be careful with that. We don't want to be flippant with it. We don't want to be oversensitive. But at the same time, we need to be responsible. And we are not social workers, and so it's not our job to figure out if it's abuse. If something sounds like it is, and a student is confiding in you, then it needs to be reported. And so legally, you can report it yourself. I would advise that this is something that's shared with the directors and allow them to guide you through the reporting process. I can help you as well. I've come before and helped someone make a call. I think the best thing to do is when a student is sharing something with you is, one, to give your attention. They're trusting you. Two is to write down what they're saying, not necessarily in front of them, but at your first opportunity so you don't forget it. Do not act shocked. Some students will lie to you, and the more shocked you act, the more false information they're going to give you. And then ask questions. What do you mean you didn't have anything for dinner last night? When was the last time you had something to eat? What was it? Oh, you got a spanking last night. Well, did you do something wrong? What kind of spanking was it? Where was it at? What did they use to spank you with? So I think sometimes asking questions can clear up things that may at first seem like a red flag, or provide you with more information to share with the Department of Social Services when you do make a report. Again, please don't take these things lightly. If you're ever in question, just share it with myself or one of Amy and Little, the directors, and they can help further guide that for you. Is that all? Okay. Does anybody have questions on that? I know that's a heavy topic. Okay. Now, if you have students who are not sharing with you, but you are observing things, you've gone into the home, mom is clearly high. Every Tuesday, the kid is wearing the same outfit that looks like it hasn't been washed in a week. The kid is very, very poor hygiene, like over the top poor hygiene. These are things that you may observe on the child themselves or when you enter the home. And so just making sure that you're making yourself aware and making observations is also very helpful. Never put a kid in a dangerous situation. Like if you go home, if you're dropping them off at a point and mom's high as a kite at the home, don't just say, have a good night and leave. Like this would be an opportunity for you to call one of the directors and say, I'm a little concerned. Mom's in this state. I've just dropped off the child. I'm just kind of sitting in the driveway. What should I do here? Because this might be something where we need to send a police officer over for a well check or something like that. So don't just leave a child in a circumstance that could be dangerous to them. Also, when Amy was sharing, if you're having a child at your home, you're driving a child home, you're going to that child's house, never let it just be you and that child. I don't care if it's two girls, if it's two guys. The days of like just don't do mixed company are over. It doesn't matter who you are or how good your intentions are. Lies are told constantly, so you need to protect yourself. You need to protect the children. So always take someone with you. Always, always, always. It'll protect the program and yourself and the child. Thank you so much again for all that you're doing. You guys are awesome, and feel free to contact me anytime.